It's been a lot to take in. I think last week took a lot of people by surprise with the twerking video.
It was a lot to take in, wasn't it?
That's for sure. I honestly genuinely had to go to her page to make sure it had originated there because I thought it was a parody. But no, it was real.
Why is she doing this? Why is she... That twerking video, for instance, and the Disneyland video, I mean, these have gone viral. Why is she doing this?
Well, I'm trying... to separate the two thoughts, I feel, we're discussing it in the context of royals and royal family. But now I suppose we need to discuss it in terms of entertainment. She is someone who is now working as an influencer. The direct marketing campaign is to your Instagram audience. In that respect, I think she's got something like 42 million views on this video, which I think all of us were among them. But everyone I've ever spoken to seems to have been among them. In that regard, yes, there are eyes on her page. There are people watching what she's doing. That directly relates, I would assume, to the sales that she's having and eyes that are on her Netflix show and, that are going to her website as ever. In that regard, again, look, personally, it was obviously very difficult to watch. It was quite cringeworthy. In that regard, I think, OK, you are generating headlines. That is the aim of people in this space. But then when you compare it to, how we would react, with the working royals putting out that kind of content, I think it's apples and oranges because, of course, looking at it through that filter, you think, what are you doing? This is not appropriate.
You're saying you don't think we're going to see William and Kate release a video of when she was in the labour ward with Louis?
Wouldn't that be a day? But that's it. It's not. They're not the same. I think I'm looking at it and I'm judging it through that filter of the royal family because, of course, they still have their royal titles. This is the whole mess of it. Yeah. But I'm also saying she's an influencer and she's trying to get eyes on a page and it's working.
So Chris, if you could imagine sitting down in Montecito and you were there at a meeting with all Meghan and Harry's staff.
Meghan Markle is trending again. And no, it's not for a new charity initiative, a royal tell-all, or even a podcast. It's for this. A now viral twerking clip that's been called everything from hilariously awkward to PR genius. Yep. Meghan, the Duchess once known for royal poise, is now out here twerking on camera. Some people love it. Others say it's cringeworthy and totally off-brand. But what if I told you it's exactly what she wanted? Today, we're breaking down this viral moment, not just what happened, but why it matters. Because in the world of celebrity PR, nothing, and I mean nothing, is ever truly accidental. Let's start with the clip itself. Meghan appears in a short, behind-the-scenes style video, casually dressed, laughing, and attempting what looks like a quick twerk or dance. It's not overly polished. It's not official promo. It feels impromptu, but that's what makes people question it. Was this a leaked moment? A PR stunt? Something fun for her team that accidentally went public? We don't know exactly, but it ended up everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram Reels, reaction channels, even mainstream outlets picked it up. Comments were immediate and intense.
They would look at, if you're saying 42 million views on this twerking video, they would look at that as a success. I mean, is she actually a shrewd operator?
It doesn't matter what people are saying about the video, and of course some people loved it, other people absolutely hated it, but people are talking about them. And you're right to say last year perhaps it was quiet on many front pages of your newspaper because they were doing all the planning for this year. This year could, they did say after Harry's book, and let's see if it ever happens, this was him closing the chapter on looking back all the time. We're now going to look forward on our business. Meghan's business, she doesn't care what people in the UK think about her twerking video in a Labour ward 4 years ago. She cares about eyeballs, relevance, whether that translates into her business empire as it's becoming as ever. Your paper ran a story the other day, of course, about now she's trademarked hospitality for her as ever brand. Does that mean Meghan's going to do hotels and restaurants and cafes or a Soho farmhouse somewhere in California? She sees potential in her brand, and Instagram is the vehicle to get her that business and that custom, and it's all about the United States. It's not about here.
And relevance is currency.
Cool about that. Yeah, she wants to be the second Gwyneth Paltrow, trying to sort of exploit it all. I mean, I couldn't care if I never saw another thing about Meghan, but our paper runs a lot of it, and she's hugely successful because she's getting the looks and the takes and probably people buying the jam and she's doing very well. And it seems Harry's doing nothing though, you don't see him doing anything.
This is embarrassing. She's trying way too hard. Actually kind of refreshing to see her be goofy. But whether you're laughing with her or at her, here's the kicker. You're talking about her. The big word that keeps coming up in reactions? Cringe. And honestly, it's not about the dance itself. It's about the tone shift. We're used to Meghan the Royal, Meghan the Advocate, Meghan the Podcaster, not Meghan the TikTok-like content queen trying to relate. Critics are saying the clip felt forced, staged, out of sync with her usual polished persona. Some even compared it to a parody, like something you'd see in a spoof skit about influencers trying to be cool. But here's what most people missed. This wasn't a mistake. It was a message. This is where things get interesting. Because cringe or not, the moment worked. In a media landscape driven by clips, shares, and short-form virality, a 5-second dance can get you more reach than a 30-minute podcast. Here's why this may have been a calculated move. It rebrands Meghan from distant duchess to fun, modern woman. It distracts from heavier negative coverage, Spotify deal, media attention, lawsuits. It plants her firmly in the space of lifestyle and influencer culture.
It's Meghan, and the twerking, my God, I thought that was awful. Absolutely awful. I really did. I thought she's... Oh.
What do you think about the Disneyland photos? She took the children to Disneyland, and there's a suggestion this is similar to when Diana took, but they weren't the pictures they took. They were taken by photographers who were tipped off that they were going to Thorpe Park or the
yeah, Disney. I went to Disneyland
yeah.
with Diana and the kids. Yeah, we got great pictures that day. Yeah, I'll never forget. Yeah, but look, I don't know why we can't see the children's faces. I think she's obviously got some sort of scheme there where I don't know, maybe she wants to monetize on one day. I don't know, but you know, those children, I feel sorry for them really. I mean, they've got cousins here they're never going to meet, never going to play with. There's palaces here and castles here that they could enjoy as well and spend summer holidays with their cousins. I feel really sorry for them kids cooped up in that place and, you know, and will we ever see their faces? I don't know. Maybe one day she'll produce a calendar or something of her.
I think I've got plenty of room there. I mean, I have a view when it comes to if you want to put your kids on social media, that's absolutely fine. You're taking that responsibility as a parent. You've also got every right to keep them private and not put them on. I just don't really like this kind of, here's a picture of my kid, I'm going to put a big emoji over the kid's face you can't see because that's me protecting their privacy. I'd rather sort of not see them at all if you want to protect them, rather than show them the corner of their ear in a photo. That's
always the part I find odd because I completely agree with you where it's a parent's prerogative, whichever way you want to go with social media. Every parent faces it at some point. We all have social media. But yes, I don't understand. In that Disneyland video, there's a front-on picture of them that she's put emojis on their faces, and that part I don't understand. That you don't need to include that. That's an option that's available to you, is to not put it in there at all. It just feels, I'm going to say, it feels a little bit obnoxious when you do put it up there and then you're hiding their faces. You don't need to put them on there. I think a lot of people would respect that decision if that's the one they took.
100%.
Well, we have seen their faces before. I mean, unfortunately, I was re-watching the Meghan and Harry 6-part.
In other words, Meghan's not trying to be royal anymore. She's trying to be relevant. And to do that, sometimes you have to be willing to look a little ridiculous. Let's zoom out. Meghan's entire public brand is undergoing a transformation. Gone are the palace press conferences and tailored interviews. In are the podcasts, skincare brands, lifestyle visuals, and now viral video culture. From archetypes to as ever, the shift is clear. From royal prestige to personal vibes. And if you're trying to build a modern brand, especially one targeting younger women, being polished isn't enough. You have to be shareable. And even if it's cringe, if people are watching, you're winning. Of course, this comes with a major risk. When your brand is built on advocacy, elegance, and being taken seriously, a twerking clip can undercut your credibility in a heartbeat.
Documentary recently for other reasons, and you see their faces in there, and we have seen their faces lots and lots of times on lots of other pictures and lots of other videos. Why would you obscure the video now? Arthur raised this idea of they could monetize their children in many ways, and this is completely different to what happens in the royal family. I mean, the Cambridges or the Waleses, would kind of often use their children on their birthdays, on certain events, or to kind of welcome them into the royal family, to kind of introduce them to Trooping the Colour. They will do kind of, background videos.
Cringe, calculated, and off-brand? And deeper than that, do you think her PR team knows what they're doing? Or are they just trying everything to see what sticks? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation.